All right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to God, Elohim, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kodesh, V'Katam. Double honor to my apostles, the elders, and the great millstone, who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat out there listening and learning. To you Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you I say shalom. It's the brother Yahweh back again with a continuation of the same lesson. I had to cut it short because I was on my lunch break, tried to do the lesson, but just picking back up, because I was going into the article, Boosie said pretty much, this is the brokest he's seen Americans or America. I believe I brought out Genesis 47 and verse 15. Basically, the money fell in Egypt. And I was likening this place spiritually to Egypt, like Book of Revelations talks about, as ancient Egypt. The customs. I know the elder Yashawamba had a series he was going in on the similarities between ancient Egypt and America. So, with all that being said, it's cold how the Lord uses, or he constantly uses the same thing. Scripture talk about no new thing being under the sun. So, showing you how man is very simple too, because it ain't nothing that what we think is innovative or we think we're doing something ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? A person might get an idea, but nevertheless, pretty much everything is it's no new thing. It's, even with this New World Order, this NWO, because you had it with the Tower of Babel, and you had it even with the, with Antiochus Epiphanes, pretty much having all, nations, trying to pretty much, it tells you about that in the book of Maccabees, that was a form of, NWO, but nonetheless, not to digress, this was put in the hearts of men through the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, showing you that it's the Most High that really truly controls all man's steps. It tells you in the book of Proverbs, if I can get it real quick, about how does it go? It's Proverbs, I know, 21. I think it's one in Proverbs 16 too, but it talks about how ain't that something? Let me get another one. I got multiple Bible apps. So bear with me for a second. It talks about how the man's heart is in the hands of the Lord, and he turneth it whichever way he will. Roughly paraphrase. I'm trying to drive and do this, so Slovakia. Not trying to tempt the Lord either, you know what I mean? Just while the Spirit was hitting me, I wanted to do this lesson. Proverbs 21, verse 1, it reads, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh Yahushai, as the rivers of water he turneth it whithersoever he will." So it's ultimately the Lord that controls your day. Tells you in the book of Job about how the Most High sealeth instructions in your sleep, roughly paraphrased. So we're not doing our will. It tells you in Sirach, I quoted it already, but I'm going to quote it again. In the book of Sirach, chapter 18, it talks about all things obeying the will of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. So we'll go back into the article. That's bullshit. Bear with me for a second. Slovakia. So back in the article it says, it's crazy. So they're quoting, because I think he was on X, or Elon Musk, he changed Twitter to X. It says it's crazy how every company is going broke and filing for bankruptcy bankruptcy. This world has no money. The United States of America is hurting. People have no money. Besides paying your bills, it's nothing extra you have money to spend on. Companies have to lay off thousands of workers. You really have to change your lifestyle, or else. This is the brokest I've ever seen in America. And, that's all being, done by design. I listened to a few economists, the scriptures talk about that. Matter of fact, let me get another scripture because it just came through the spirit. Now, come on. Like, I didn't ask for this. It's some bullshit. Salakia. I don't want to hear this. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1, and it talks about remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, meaning the hard times. Because evil is a compound word. Eve, time, ill, bad times. And we're in bad times now. He's even a man that's supposed to have some wealth in the society is saying he see it. He probably not spending like that because of the simple fact, you gotta remember they're entertainers. They get their money based on the public. They not like politicians or what I mean. The politicians, they gonna get paid the budgets that get passed through their votes and shit. Literally make sure that their salaries are already sustained. So you got people in Congress that's indebted to this place because they be having options that we don't have. It says so this is gonna really affect more so the poor, the people that's dependent on the government for help and aid. I was bringing that out. What you think the whole point of income tax is? We pay taxes for you to get your money back, but then some people don't get money back because they make too much money. But then you got loopholes for the super wealthy. You know what I mean? This place is just ran on full games. But okay, boom. The more impoverished you are, the more you get back in your taxes. So you might get all your taxes back. Plus, on top of all your taxes, they give you credits and child tax credits and whatnot. What is that for? To stimulate the economy. Because they always, at the beginning of the year, everybody know about filing taxes. Then you get that money and people spend that money, and that keeps the economy. It pushes the economy. We were talking about a couple years ago. For sure if you go get a motherfucking, come on, they talk about the banks is insolvent. If the Federal Reserve is insolvent, what do you think the banks go to the Federal Reserve to get the money? So, like I said, you got to understand it's all the will of the Lord because the scriptures talk about the wicked rule of the earth, or the earth is given in the hand of the wicked. So the bankers are the wicked. Because they, that's why that devil said, "Give me control of a nation's money, and I care not who makes his laws." Because that's what the scriptures talk about: gift destroying the heart. And at the end of the day, they keep on pushing this thing as long as they want, but it's not really their will; it's the will of Yahweh Shah. So until the elected seal and everything is set up the way the Lord wanted, take the time to think about this. The Lord literally revealed the fact through Putin that who the Israelites are. You think that's by happenstance or coincidence? Not at all. That's the truth. Because the times we are in. So verse 2 of Salakia, back in verse 1, it says, "While the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." While the sun or the light or the moon or stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease. And that's one of them jobs. Even if Boosie Boo, that, like I said, ain't working on 9 to 5. But again, those that work 9 to 5s allow Boosie to live the lifestyle he lives. Now he may own businesses, he may own whatever the fuck he own, but you got to understand the economy. My brother made an analogy years ago when LeBron played for us, and he was of the mindset. He said, people pretty much. My brother a nigga, so he was up there, like in a mindset. He didn't literally say it, but when you listen to it, basically that's what he's going into. He said, pretty much, the hot dog man doesn't make a sale without LeBron because when he wins, you know how much money gonna be spent. But that's going into people, because people idolize people as well. But the way the economy is set up, if the businesses ain't making money, then the people ain't got money. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole domino effect. You know. So eventually it's gonna affect him. You know, that's why the scriptures again. I quoted it. Revelation 13. All rich or poor, free or bond, poor or free or bond, rich or poor. Basically, no matter where you at in society, you're gonna be in a position or presented with that. Is you gonna join onto this man's system. And I believe you're gonna have individuals that's in Esau society that may have prominence in the society that's gonna refuse. You got too many people who woke up, you know what I mean? And you don't know nobody's lot. You can't say, you could judge what a person does, but you can't judge how much a person loves the Lord. That's one thing you can't. You don't know what a man has given up or what a man has done or what he's willing to do for the love and the faith he has for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So verse 3, in the day when the keeper of the house shall tremble and the strong men shall bow themselves and the grinders cease because they are few. And like brother was bringing this out earlier today, grinders, what did Jake say? I'm on my grind. Well, then when you go into that word, I forgot what the word is exactly, but in the blue letter, they'll go into employment. Because when whatever that machine was, when they would grind meal, you use that, you employed that to grind the millstone. Well, the millstone was used to grind, It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. That's the economists because they're looking at the society. But Boosie ain't an economist, but he like it ain't no future. Verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the birds, those that get up early, and all the doors of music shall be brought low. And we constantly bring out, what popped in my head just now was that chick Gloria. I always do that. Some people call it gorilla, but it's like Gloria, Glorilla. I think it's Glorilla. But because everybody talk about how garbage her music is, and it is. And then the spirit, she just literally, I think got arrested. It make you think, do they have a special task force? Because with all that notoriety you're supposed to have and this position in society, I know they laugh at certain people. I think she was on camera talking about some, she like, do you know who I am? But the funny part is that show you how they really don't got the money you think. Because if you was making all this money, you wouldn't even be driving intoxicated. You would have somebody chauffeuring you around. You know what I mean? But she had to drive herself, showing you that, sometimes, people do what they do or whatever the fuck, People might get drunk and don't intend to get drunk, but nonetheless, people ain't as wealthy as what you think. They were saying and speaking on that when it was the last Hollywood strike. You got these people, you thinking they making all this money when, certain people don't make as much money as you think. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors and facades. So, back in the article it says, Slovakia. While many think that the rapper made some solid points, others are urging him to stop complaining as he likely to have it better on the financial front than most. Several also argue that what he pointed out is nothing new. What do you think of Boosie Badaz's recent tweet about the current state of the U.S. economy? Do you agree with him or not? And that just show you the society that we live in, Like, he bringing attention. Fuck Bootsy for real, Because at the end of the day, I don't see him standing up for the Lord. If he was, the Lord can do whatever he wants, but, he is addressing something, though, Now, what is he going to do in regards to it? I don't know what that man personally do, I know he's supposed to bought, like, a community, and all his kids stay on, like, the property of his community. So he bought them all houses. So, like, they got their own shit, but they, like, on a community. So, he getting money, when you can afford to do some shit like that. And then I think he was trying to do some shit like Nipsey Hussle, where he was going to, like, employ his neighbor. So I can see him trying to, like, ultimately, all you can do is pretty much help who you can help. Like you're not gonna be able to save black people. You know what I mean? Ours is a spiritual issue, not a financial issue. If that is the case, look at all the wealth within the black community now. But why are we in this state then? But saying all that to say this, he did try to bring something to people's attention, and they said pretty much like well, how did they say word? They said, it says stop complaining. Now, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And that just show you the mentality of so-called 2/3 of the nation, and ultimately these Babylonians. And like the Joker says in that movie The Dark Knight, these people, these civilized people, these Americans, which are really Babylonians, they gonna eat each other. You know what I mean? You're gonna see these civilized people. You like this Edomite that is supposed to be portrayed in movies and in society with this image of, he's just the ultimate man and he's just this righteous individual. Wait till when shit get hectic and crazy. You're gonna see the demon and devil he is. That's why the scriptures talk about the devil coming down with great wrath. What did I want to get? Because like I said, when that money fell, these people gonna lose it. It's the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at verse 1, and it reads, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And that's what we do day in, day out. All those that have been given this glorious knowledge, the Lord that the Lord has basically opened to the truth. We are charged with, like the elder was saying, he said, shit, you trying to figure out what to do. What you should be doing is out here with us. The fuck? You know what I mean? Because you don't want to in that day, you know what I mean? When shit go down, you like say like, you know what I mean? Like, your conscience got to be seared. You know what I mean? Like maybe verse 2, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that read of it. Because our job is to basically bring out this truth and, make it simple and plain for, those that, so those can, for our people, you know what I mean? It ain't got to be complicated. It ain't got to have a whole bunch of, it ain't got to be portrayed a certain kind of way, you know what I mean? All it got to be is, you broke it down to the simplest form, you know what I mean? You got to think about, the Messiah's disciples. They were fishermen. They were, laborers. You know what I mean? These weren't learned, educated men. Showing you how the simplicity of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Verse 3, for the vision is yet for a point in time, meaning the prophecy. But at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And it's multiple prophecies, but it's going to be one of this economy felon, a money felon. It tells you that in the book of Ezekiel chapter 7, it says they shall cast their silver and gold in the streets because it ain't gonna be worth shit. You know what I mean? You can't eat, that. You know what I mean? And that day, resources is gonna be more powerful than, silver and gold, because you gotta have an economy to be able to barter. And if we in a state of chaos, scriptures talk about the time of Jacob's trouble in Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. If you in a time of chaos, how the fuck you gonna have time to barter? People ain't trying to. Society has laws and things in place where you go into the store and you barter, you give them money in exchange for goods. But when shit all chaotic, you really think people gonna take? And they showing you that now, they pushing that spirit now. That's why you got all that, craziness, wickedness going on in California and New York. Why would you just literally just like, and like I said, I really throw up some prayers for the brothers out in Cali, because like I said again, like that dude, Gavin Newsom is a straight fucking demon. You know what I mean? Like, and then what amazes me about like these public workers, like these police officers, and like y'all watching this shit and just y'all don't think nothing of it. You know what I mean? Like that's call Loyam Lay Yahweh Shem Yahushua for this truth, because again I said you gotta be fearful of the Lord, you know what I mean? Like, because with Bootsy, but like with somebody like that, you work for a system, but you don't think nothing wrong with, because that could be very well be you. But the people be thinking that they joined onto, that's why you have city workers, people be getting laid off and they don't worry about it, because, you know what I mean? But the city trying to make cuts right now. Most major cities are making cuts. So, I mean, the only time I tell, you know what I mean? And it's all the will of the Lord anyway. It say, verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. And this is all going into this red Hebrew Edomite, the so-called white man, the devil. One larger of his desires hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that goes into like I said, that reminds me of Maccabees chapter 1. You know what I mean? Yeah. When them building the gymnasium and having everybody basically, partake in the Greekish fashions, or when in Rome be as when in Rome be as a Roman or whatever. Shall not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And when you go into that word thick clay, which is a batya, it says weight of pledges, heavy debts. So this financial system, the American dollar, this petrodollar, this fiat currency that's basically, monopolized throughout the planet, is the thick clay, which is going to usher in that, that beast system where everything is surveillance. You got to understand, all the banking systems are kind of intertwined. And people, try to make it or portray it like we are so crazy because what we believe the MOTB to be, the charagma. But wouldn't a carnal man like Esau Edom, which the scriptures tell you he's carnal, want to put something physical in you in order for him to be able to monitor everything you do? You know what I mean? Wouldn't it make sense from a financial standpoint from some carnal ass people that, like that make complete sense to me, but it wasn't given to everyone to know. Scriptures say, but the just gonna live by faith. The scriptures tell you that the Lord's righteousness is gonna be preserved, his elect is gonna be taken care of. So it's the will of Yahweh Shem Yahshua to try man and elect through these things. That's how you're gonna know who's the elect, because the elect is gonna come through like gold. Their spirits were created to show the world the faith and the love that that the true believers have for the Most High. So they're not going to bow to the system. While you 2/3 and you heathen, y'all gonna join on to it. I mean, since the Passover, I came across this one dude. I used to always see him. He walk around with a 6-pointed star. And at first, I used to think he knew he's an Israelite, and he may do. But I seen him again right after the Passover. And, that's what made me talk to him. I had been sipping on a little something, but I had to go to the grocery store to get something for my children. And I seen him again. I've seen him multiple places, and he'll speak. He said he done seen brothers. I done seen him on my own. He'll speak. Like, matter of fact, I was at a grocery store and I had on a gemstone necklace, and he saw it. He was like, "Oh yeah, that's a bad necklace." I'll never forget that one. And I always remember him because he had his 6-pointed star. So I assume, because a lot of Israelites don't understand what that is, the Star of Rephaim, but associated with, what's that, Acts 7, but they associated with Israel or whatnot. But long story short, it came to me this time because me and him pretty much got into it. Not like that, but I tried to explain to him what the MOTB was, and the spirit jumped on him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you can't break this down to me. You can't explain this to me." I was like, "God damn, this is demonic." To the point where the demon jumped on the bitch that was the cashier. She going to the book of Enoch. We not even talking to this bitch. I say, "Oh yeah, these demons heavy." But I realized he had to be like a GD or a folk or something like that. So, what I'm saying? Like, these DVs getting heavy. But, and I told him, I said, yeah, you gonna run to go take it. Because, he had the earpiece in, you know what I mean? Like, nigga just, looking for convenience. That's what a nigga looking for. A nigga sitting up here talking about fucking crash the system so I can get UBI. Like, shit, you know what I mean? Like, shit, I'd rather just, Like, my thoughts is not the Most High's thoughts. That could be righteous. I don't know. I just know, I'd rather like the elders were saying, like, it made me think, like, certain people, they didn't even get stimulus. So everybody's not even going to get to enjoy UBI. And then, like, say, like, how do you think they're going to even do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I believe, they talking about the UBI, but everybody ain't about to get no fucking UBI. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the bank's broke now. Salakia, though. I'm going to end the lesson with that because, I'm just rambling now. But, I just, through the spirit, caught my attention because I'm like, Boosie? Because like I said, it's like the Lord be fucking with Boosie. Boosie will say some nigga shit one moment and then some profound shit the next. And like a brother in the camp always says, he said even the broke clock is right twice out the day. So, a nigga could say something that's, make you say, or, could be righteous. Look at Charleston White, you know what I mean? And that's a super nigga. But nonetheless, you 2/3 are through. And you know what I'm saying? Again, it's funny with these entertainers because, like I said again, I just wonder if he recognizes it. Because, like I said again, you got to understand, like I said again, all these entertainers, their money is big. Now, you got people that's so stupid, a nigga or, a very, like, most of the Babylonians, they'll, like, the one dude that basically, I think he got like $100,000 inheritance from his people, took the motherfucking and pretty much spent most of it on the trip to see Beyonce concert or some cool crazy shit like that. And I was like, what? And like, and around, I mean, this was like just recently. It had to be like last year. I was just like, whenever the fuck she started her tour, I was just like, damn, you know what I mean? And people were suffering then. I mean, I wonder but you're gonna have people like that, Just like you have people that, throughout society, they'll say, they think it's the end of the world, like during that eclipse. Probably thought it was the end of the world and, left all their money to, the church or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so. Yeah, but if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of your power. His true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You will be destroyed because, we living in those days. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Allah, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Hashem, Brokest. I'm going to say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, teaching, do, rule well. I'm going to say peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives. And if we can do so now more so than ever, I want to say shalom to the Akim and the Aqua out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad, and the land of other nations appearing like the other nations. But who subscribe to this truth to you, I say shalom. Until next time I'm able to come with another lesson, I say shalom, shalom. And Kwam, Yashrala. Shalom, shalom. Yahweh Mahar.